So in today's video I wanted to talk about a beautiful and often not talked about sound, and that is the wonderful sus2 chords, or suspended 2 chords. And what we're going to do is we're going to look at some of my favorite voicings to use for these chords, as well as talk about what they are, how to use them, why to use them, and part of why they sound so cool. So, anytime in a chord symbol you see sus or suspended, that's what that is short for basically, it means that there is no third in the chord. The third is either going up to the fourth, so a suspended fourth, for example, most of us know if we play this open D chord and we put our pinky down instead, we get a D sus chord, or a D sus4 chord, and the sound that this chord makes sounds kind of airy and open, and that's because there's no third in it. Now, I could do the same thing with this D chord if I just took my pinky off entirely, and there I get what would be called a sus2 chord. So it's sus or suspended means that you're taking away the third, and in the case of a sus2 chord, you're taking away the third and playing the second instead. Now, the thing that makes this such a beautiful and cool sound to play with is that the sus2 chord has this interval of a second in it if we play it in root position, or it'll have the interval of a ninth in it if we play it in different inversions. We can get different things. But the thing that's cool about this is that you get these two notes. So for example, the first voicing I'll show you looks like this. Turning my guitar a little bit, getting a little bit of buzz, I'm sorry, but this is for the B cam here. And that beautiful sound, I'm playing a G sus2. So I'm playing G, A, and then D. And it gives this really pretty open sound. And that is a perfect fill-in for actually either a G major or a G minor chord. This is one of the beautiful things about these, is that they can substitute for any chord you might want to play. And you could play them either as a precursor to the chord, so here's me playing G sus2 to G major. Here's me doing the same but with a G minor instead. What if I did it in reverse? G major, G sus2. Here's the same thing in reverse again, but now it's minor. So it's this really pretty sound, and it can help you kind of create these dialogues. And again, all we're doing is getting rid of the third. So that was a root position sus2 voicing. Now, what if we were to do the same thing, but we were to start with the 2 in the bass? So in the key of G, or in the context of G, this chord would now have to go A, D, G. So this sound is 7-7-9 in chord camera. I'll try not to turn too much. I'll just turn you to me, actually. There we go. Chord camera has been moved. So here is a G sus2 triad with the 2 in the bass. So this is what we would call a chord inversion. So before I had G, A, D, now I have A, D, G. So I just took the bottom note of my chord and I put it to the top on the same set of strings. And this, if I look, my third is right here. So again, I could do the same thing. Here's me going a normal major triad to a sus2 triad. Here's minor. Here's major, but I'll go sus2 to major this time, so. Minor, sorry. Then finally, we would get another one up here. This one might be my favorite, because now we get that cool interval of a second on top of the chord. So here, I'm playing D, I'm playing G, and I'm playing A. So I get this really, really pretty so that's sus2 to major. Here's sus2 to minor. Sorry. Now I'll go major to sus2. Here's minor to sus2. So you get this really pretty sound that you don't really get any other way because most chords are built in thirds and this one throws a spanner in the works by having a second. Now let's look at what we did, but let's try it on a different set of strings. So if I were to do this same triad, let's say now we do it based off of D, and I'm going to play on the A, D, G strings. This one might be a bit of a reach at first, but again, it's one of my favorite voicings to pull out. So here's D sus2 in the root position there. So that's D, E, and then A. Now here's major to sus2, minor to sus2, now sus2 to major, sus2 to minor. Now if we repeat that same process, I need to find another D sus2 voicing here. So here I'm going to put E in the bass, then I would get A, and then I would get D. So this one's actually pretty straightforward. So this is sus2 to major, here's sus2 to minor. Here's major to sus2. Then if I keep going, now I get my favorite version of this, which is 12, 12, 9 on this set of strings. So now my notes are A, D, E. And this, there's sus2 to major, sus2 to minor, major to sus2, minor to sus2. So that's just one of my favorite kind of chord types to play. I just wanted to make a video on it because again, I don't find it's very often talked about what a sus2 is. But yeah, let me know. Do you like the sound of these chords? Do you use these chords in your playing, or are you excited to start doing it? If you enjoyed this video, I'd really appreciate it if you could like and subscribe. It truly helps me out more than you could know. If you want to take a guitar lesson with me, there's a link to get in touch right down in the description. I'd love to work with you on whatever's troubling you on the guitar. If you want to support me in the free educational content that I put out here, you can subscribe to my Patreon, which is linked down in the description. All of my patrons get early access to videos. They also get diagrams that show up here so that they can download them and work on them. They also enjoy kind of exclusive behind the scenes sneak peeks at stuff that I'm working on. So if you're appreciating my work, I'd love to see you over there. It's just a wonderful community of guitar lovers. If you're looking for another way to support me and support the channel, I do have an ebook and a video course for sale that are also linked down in the description. If you're looking for some more in-depth content from me than I can go into in a 10 to 15 minute YouTube video, those are both very reasonably priced, and I think they're a great bang for the buck and great pieces of content to enjoy. And last but not least, I have new videos coming out every single week, so I hope I'll see you in the next one. And until I do, I'll wish you a wonderful day, and I hope you have some fun playing the guitar. Thanks.